Remedies to overcome economic disparity in Pakistan. That is the SLO number 6.1.6. Guys, you know that economic disparity is a very dangerous phenomena. It's really dangerous, and it's much more dangerous than poverty. You can see the number of examples from world where states fail because of economic disparity. The example of USSR is in front of you. USSR failed in 1991 or 1992 because of economic disparity. One of the major reasons for the fall of USSR was the difference in economic development. Some areas were more developed and some areas were less developed. Because of this, USSR fell down. Our own country broke down into two pieces in 1971 because of economic disparity. Our eastern wing was less developed while our western wing was more developed. And because of this difference in economic development, our country broke into two pieces. So economic disparity is a very dangerous phenomenon. Now, how to remove this economic disparity? Today we will discuss the remedies, that how to remove economic disparity. Before I will share my points, I will really appreciate to know your points. So guys, uh, pause this video here for 2 minutes and write your points, and after that uh, we will share our points. First one is improve infrastructure in remote areas, because investment can't be made without infrastructure. Infrastructure is vital for investment, and in remote areas uh, there's very low level of investment, and one of the reason for low injections of investment is poor infrastructure in those areas. If we want to bring investment in those areas, we had to improve infrastructure in remote areas. The another remedy that we can use is to improve health and education facilities in remote areas. Mostly in Pakistan, in remote areas, there are very poor health and education facilities. Because of poor health and education facilities, there's less development in the remote areas. If you want to improve those areas so that we could minimize the difference between remote areas and rural areas, we have to improve health and education facilities in those areas. Another is encourage investment in rural areas. Our government should encourage investors to invest in rural areas by providing various incentives, for example, by providing uh, subsidies or by giving tax rebates. In this way, if investors are encouraged to invest in rural areas, they will invest in rural areas. As a result, those rural areas get developed, and the difference between rural and urban area will be minimized. Another is uniform education system. You know guys that we are having different systems of education in country, and because of difference in education system, different types of brains are produced in country, and this led to the different class system in country. And if you want to remove the difference in class systems, if you want to remove the class systems or the economic disparity which emerged because of this class difference, we have to introduce a uniform education system. Uniform education system will produce uniform uh, or same types of brains or same levels of brains. This will reduce the difference in classes. Another is a remedy that you could use to minimize the economic disparity is that backward areas should be made tax-free zones. Those areas which are backward, for example in Pakistan, the Balochistan, the southern Punjab, most parts of KPK and Gilgit-Baltistan, they are backward areas. If you want to bring those areas at the par with developed cities, we had to make those areas tax-free zones, and this is something our government could do. If government will declare those areas tax-free zones, more investors will move towards those areas. As a result, investment will increase in those areas, and this will bring those areas closer to the developed cities, and this will reduce the difference between those undeveloped areas and the developed areas. As a result, economic disparity will minimized. And last but not least, the one of the most important thing that we could do to minimize economic disparity is that measures should be taken to stop brain drain. Mostly the technical people and highly educated people don't prefer to work in remote areas, and because of this those areas remain backward. If governments and NGOs took measures to persuade those highly technical minds to work in remote areas as well, they will bring remote areas up, and the difference between the remote areas and the developed areas will minimized. So these are the few measures you could take to remove economic disparity in Pakistan. They are improve infrastructure in remote areas, improve health and education facilities in remote areas, encourage investment in rural areas, uniform education system. Backward areas should be made tax-free zones. Measures should be taken to stop brain drain. So by these remedies, you could minimize the economic disparity, which is very important to do. Your home task is to give your recommendations to remove economic disparity. You have to give recommendations other than that we had shared in last slide. You may take help from your book or from internet or any another source. Thank you for joining. Take care. Goodbye.